versus a 18-year-old who has a body count of 10.
Yeah, that's
Clearly the promiscuity is greater in the 18-year-old.
Yeah,
but it's the same body count, but
I'm gonna have to argue this one.
Okay, sure.
So let's say it's two women who are 30, right? And one racked up 20 bodies from the time she was 18 till the time she was 30. And one racked up 30 bodies at 20 and then slept with nobody else till they were 30. Why would I don't think a man would give a shit. I think that they would still look at the totality of the body count and be just as horrified either way.
yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point. But I mean, if the comparison is, for example, if the man is choosing between these two women, say a 20-year-old who slept with 10 men in a period of 2 years versus a woman who's 30 who slept with 10 men over the course of 12 years, it could indicate two different things.
Yeah, I agree, but I would say if all things were equal, they were the same attractiveness level for this and that, they would probably go for the 30-year-old. But if they have the same exact body count and they have the choice of the more virile 19, 20-year-old, I still think they would go for that one if they had the same body count.
Yeah, but she wouldn't be seen as like faithful.
Oh my God, I can't even stay alive.
That's the problem.
It may be the case. It may be the case, but in terms of like the actual his thought process when it comes to the promiscuity component of it, he can still determine like, well, on this specific metric, the 30-year-old edges out the 18-year-old, but I'm still more attracted to the 18-year-old.
Yes, if all things are equal.
There was something that kept on fucking ticking me.
I just think that that in that case, if you're just going between these two isolated cases, I guess I can agree with that in spirit. But I think when this is applied in a broader scale to how men engage, or at least how I've heard them talk about how they engage with relationships, they're looking at the overarch and they say, okay, the number of men you've slept with is definitely going to determine how loyal I think you're going to be to me. That's definitely in their mind.
Hey, yo. Hey, Nick, we're going to do a shout out.
Headshot only.
Perfect transition. Payo, thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream, man. Nick, pull up Twitch really quick, guys. And also, we're gonna pull up. Guys, drop us a follow. Thank you for the raid, Payo. If you have a. By the way, guys, it's been 26 minutes since we've had a Prime sub. I think it's bugged. Help. Maddie? Help. Yo, Payo, thank you so much for the stream, man. Guys, if you're coming over from Payo's stream, we are going to start playing World of Warcraft here soon in a couple minutes. We're going to talk about the dating, like online dating in World of Warcraft. So if you're coming from Payo, just drop us a follow, guys. We always talk about dating. Also, we're going to have the girls rate.
Worse on Gulch dating.
Exactly. We're going to have the girls rate. Yo, Donkey, thank you for the Prime. Rate Payo on a scale of 1 to 10. Would they date him? And also, we're going to show them the keyboard video. Okay. All right. Thank you for the raid, Payo. Nick, so can you find the keyboard video? Can you find his Instagram? Because we're gonna Payo's single, guys. He's a big streamer.
What's his
in
body
Canada. He's French Canadian. So, in fact, because he's French Canadian, I'm gonna change the TTS voice to. Hold on. I'm trying to change it to Canadian. One sec.
True Canadian.
Where is it? Where is it? Is there an English?
Canadian voice?
There is a Canadian voice. Okay, I'm gonna do French Canadian. We're gonna call it Liam. Okay, so if any TTS.
No, you gotta call it Gary.
Nick, can you pull up his Instagram first? Okay. Can we get his Instagram going? All right, here he is. All right. He lives in.
Come on.
Is it Quebec? He's a Quebecois. All right. Scroll down. Okay. So skateboarder, obviously. He's obviously. This is some Warcraft footage on his personal Instagram. Next, scroll down. Wait, go back up. That's AI. The one with the beard? No way. Click on the one of him cleaning a pool. Look, so he's like kind of domesticated. Like he'll like if you guys have a pool, he'll maintain the pool, I guess. Next. Also look at the triceps. He's obviously been like working out a bit. Scroll down.
Back off.
He kind of looks like Elon Musk.
He kind of looks like Elon Musk.
The photo up there, if you scroll back up, it kind of
click on the one where he's shirtless. Can we see that one?
Damn it.
Okay, next.
Going for body shots at that point.
I feel like you're trying to make sure that these girls.
What do you
never
do?
date this guy.
No, he's
How old is
he's
this man? How old is he?
He's like 40? No, I don't know. I think he's like 20s.
He's not 40.
He's not 40.
No way.
36, 30. Wait, hold on. Wait, click.
Do the shirtless one.
Scroll down. Keep scrolling. He's been posting a lot on Instagram. He's been dropping thirst traps. Click the sword one. So this is him with like Thunder Fury. I don't know if you guys like Blessed Blade of the Windseeker. So he had it on like 2 of his rogues in Classic. Like no easy feat, right? So he's obviously like he's a parser, like he's a bumper in the raids and shit. Like he's, but honestly, like his PvP and duels way better. Like PvE, he wasn't big on PvE, but like when it came to like PvP, like solid. Like big on duels, but also like PvP, like he'll just smoke somebody.
Fuck's sake, I thought.
So going around the table, like let's just say if you're single, would you date Peo?
One day there's going to be a chick here who has spent
Come on, I
years
could've
playing
killed
World of
him.
Warcraft and is just going to start spurting and playing when he does one of these rants.
This shows that how much I don't really aim for the head, does
I'm
it?
going to be here when that day comes.
Lower. So going around the table, would you date Peo?
I'm sorry, but no, I would not. No. Were we supposed to do a scale 1 to 10 also, or no?
No.
Just maybe would we date him?
Would you date him?
Maybe. I thought he was cute, so.
Oh, Peo. Okay.
No.
Because
You're kidding me.
he speaks French.
No, French is cool, I think, but I don't find him attractive.
Okay. What about you?
No.
Why no?
Oh, I don't think we got answers here.
I said no.
Hit him in the head.
No, thank you.
Andrew? You if you're single. Like that's
He's straight.
It's taking him a really long time to answer.
sorry, Andrew. Okay.
He's really contemplating. He's like,
And Nick, just really quick, just maybe this will turn things around. Can you show us the keyboard video?
Okay.
And then mute the. I have no idea. I think. Can you work on that?
What is that?
So, hey,
Fucking
thank you
lag.
for raid. If you're watching on Twitch,
What
can
is
you
that
guys drop us a
lag?
little follow in the chat? Twitch.tv/whatever. He's trying to find the keyboard video. While we're doing that, why not? We'll just get into this.
8.5% lag. Why? Where did that
Ask
come
everyone
from?
to rate their looks on a scale of 1 to 10. You can't pick 7, starting with you. Go ahead.
rating my own look?
Yeah.
Oh, 10.
10? Okay.
10.
10?
I'm gonna go for an 8.
8? Okay.
Yeah, 8.
8?
Can we like 7 point something or no? No 7s on
No
it.
7s at all.
Think about that.
On like a really good day, 8. I think an 8.
I was gonna say 7.5, but 8.
Today? Okay, Andrew, would you rate yourself? 4. I give myself a 5. So 10, 10,
8.
8. Okay.
This is like solely appearance, right?
Nick, do you have the video?
For today. For today?
Not just your,
Oh.
As a whole, how you see yourself?
Oh. I probably will. I mean, no, I probably a 10.
just your
I like
physical
myself.
appearance only.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like it. I like it.
Okay. Can we get the video going, or? I mean, it's honestly, if you go to his Twitch, I think it's one of his top clips. I'm pretty sure. Maybe, hold on, let me see if, probably the Twitch chat is going to help us out here. Hold on. All right, hold on. I'll see if I can, actually, I don't know if they can put URLs in the Twitch chat. I don't. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to find his video. Because all the girls except kind of you said no for Peo. But I think if I show you guys this video, it's going to totally change your mind. All of you. No, not you. It's going to change the guys who said no.
Sure.
How are we doing on the video? The keyboard? I literally just typed in Peo keyboard video. I think I've already found it.
I have a question.
Hello?
Do you know how tall Peo is?
Yeah, I'll put, I mean,
He doesn't look like he's over 6'1".
okay, found it.
Definitely
The
not in that
keyboard
6'7"
video might
range.
not.
No, he's actually like, I'm pretty sure he's like 6'3", honestly. He's a tall guy.
We'll decide after the keyboard video.
Okay.
You just got a fucking
Anna, is he
camp.
still in the chat? Is he still in the Peo, are you still in the chat, dude? Peo, are you in the chat, bro? I'm trying to hook it up. Yeah, play that. Play that. Yeah, put the sound on all the way.
Oh.
Damn it.
Yo, is it a rice? What is this?
What?
We got
1
any-
HP.
I think it's a rice. I'm not sure, man. I don't want to touch it.
No.
So, hold on. You might think your knee-jerk reaction is that's gross, but is it gross, or is that his commitment to being a top-tier gamer and streamer that he doesn't clean his keyboard? He's so dedicated, so focused, he has no time cleaning his keyboard. He doesn't have
what a
time to do
shot.
it.
Does he shower? Does he
Like once a week.
0% chance of
clean himself while he's playing?
Like I think he showers like once a week or something.
Fucking disgusting.
Oh my god, he
like that video
fucking
made it
aims at me there. Oh my
I
god.
thought that would help.
No.
I mean,
Oh my
I appreciate the commitment. That's like good values, you know, but I just...
Really?
Reminds me of my cousin.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say my brother.
He has a fun laugh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
he's got a great laugh. Great laugh.
You throw him under the bus, Brian. You throw him under the bus.
No, I thought it would help. Cause like the girls like would know, like that's dedication. If your keyboard's that dirty,
I thought initially when it was blurry that it was like weed.
Blurry.
And that I would have maybe have been more acceptable. I
no,
don't
it was
know.
like crumbs.
Yeah.
But also, Peo, I will buy you a new keyboard. Bro. Can I will buy you any keyboard you want. All right.
Wow,
okay.
make more videos and dedicate them to Brian of the keyboards that look like that, just so that we can watch Brian spurg for hours about it.
Exactly. Okay.
Make his OCD go nuts.
So, going back to this one, we have 2 10s at the table.
Shit, I was aiming for only the head.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think other people would say I'm a 10, but I gotta wake up every day and feel that way about myself.
Who do you think the prettiest girl in the room is?
I would say I think you're very pretty.
Thank you.
So why do you think she rates herself less than you rate yourself if she's the prettiest?
I don't know. I think that'd be a question for her.
Can I run out
but
of bullets?
You're bisexual, right? So it's easy for you to rate women, isn't it?
Sure, I suppose. But I'm not tending to
So
rate
what are the
them.
features on her that make her prettier than you, even though you're a 10?
I didn't say she's prettier than me.
You said she's prettiest girl in the room could have been you.
Holy moly.
Oh, I thought you meant outside of me. I mean, I suppose, I don't know. I don't really like, you want me to say what makes her prettier than me?
If you think she's the prettiest girl in the room.
Well, I think she should rate herself higher. I definitely think that. I just think she's pretty.
Than the prettiest girl in the room. So what makes the other girls
All
here
right,
less
then
pretty?
maybe I'm a 9.
Okay.
It's not that they're less pretty.
Sorry, I'm trying to reconcile the possibility here. If
All right.
she's prettiest,
Damn
then
it.
all other people who aren't as pretty must be less pretty, because otherwise she can't be the prettiest.
All right, that's fair. Sure.
So what makes the other girls less pretty?
I think maybe for me, and I hope I don't like offend you by this. I think it's more I'm attracted more to her.
Based on what features, what things?
I think she has a nice style. Her eyes are very pretty.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to be attracted more to women of color than white women.
Okay.
It's just a preference.
Okay. So who's the second prettiest girl?
This is so foul.
Why?
I just don't like rating people in general.
No, right? But this is the thing. The question is asked because women often, when they are rating themselves, they're not actually rating themselves based on beauty. They're rating themselves on all kinds of other shit, which is tangential to the question that we're asking. We're not asking you about your feelings. We're not asking you about if this is a day where you woke up with extreme confidence, and on a Tuesday you would have rated yourself a 6 because you felt less confident on a Tuesday. Just purely physical attractiveness. That's all we're asking. So if that is the case, that you're able to objectively rate people like this, including yourself as a 10, then I would assume that there's features that you have that make you a 10 that other women do not have who are not 10s.
I don't know how objective it is because I think if I'm rating them, it's subjective.
Yes, but sure, but objective to you. Even if it's subjective from their standpoint, it would still be objective from yours. Only you know what you're attracted to.
Sure.
So then that would be an objective standard from your perspective. You could not be subjectively attracted to something, could you?
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, my eyes, I would say, is a big one. I don't think anybody else has 2 different colored eyes. I think it's a unique feature. I like that. Yeah.
That's
my-
the big distinguishing factor is that you have different colored eyes.
I mean, it's one of them. Sure.
Okay, so who's the second prettiest girl, you think?
This is so annoying. I don't know. I would say like she stands out to me the most. It'd be hard for me to like level anyone else outside of that.
Is there a possibility that you think that saying out loud what you actually think could potentially hurt somebody's feelings, and so that's a motivation for why you don't actually want to say anything about it?
I mean, certainly, yeah.
Do you think that's reasonable for me, after being around thousands of women and hearing them nitpick each other to death, especially the second one gets up and leaves the room, that most women likely can ascertain the beauty standard in comparison to themselves with other women almost instantly, but never actually want to say it to anybody?
Holy moly, what a shot.
Why is that wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just asking if it's true.
It is true.
It's 100% true.
100% true. Is it true? True?
Repeat the question.
Isn't it true that women can very quickly ascertain if another woman is prettier than them or has features that they wish they had almost instantaneously, and then will often nitpick the shit out of them when they're not around based on those standards?
I mean, sure, but I think that is just like a matter of your character, right?
Maybe the nitpicking part, but not necessarily the I do have a view.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so you would say that most women have a view of this and can very quickly ascertain if another woman is more or less attractive than them.
Yeah, sure. I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Sure. Even if it's from your subjective standpoint, you would still have that standpoint, right?
There's also things that are like objectively attractive. If you're very symmetrical, you're going to be more attractive.
I agree, but I just would prefer to take that off the table of universal standards because people don't like to deal in universals. They like to deal in, especially when it comes to things which could potentially hurt somebody's feelings. You know, it's really subjective. It's really just kind of up to the beauty of the behind the beholder bullshit, right? So I just like, okay, we'll just go with purely that. And if that is the case, then you still do have a standard for what you think is attractive or not attractive. And so if that's the case, I just am always wondering why so many women lie when you ask them this question. When you're going around a table of women like this, right? Why would you say that the prettiest girl in the room rates herself lower than you, who claimed that you were one of the most beautiful, possibly in the world, out of 10, right? That's putting yourself at the highest possible metric for all the beautiful women who have ever existed on planet Earth.
Okay, I'm a 4. Do you want me to lower
It's not
my number?
designed to break you down or hurt your feelings. It's designed instead to see if the answer that you're giving is based around what you actually think or what you think people want to hear. That's what it's really for.
I suppose if it is a looks question, so it's just, I guess I'm not intending to lie.
No, I'm not even saying you are.
Yeah.
But I think that socially, these things are built in, especially to women, where they think one thing, but they're not going to verbalize what that thing is they think, right?
Yeah.
Because it's not part of being nice, right?
Sure. I don't think I guess we already kind of covered this. I don't think every woman, like, we can definitely see the other features that make women, you know, more attractive than us. But I don't think that means that every one of us is going to go nitpick them, you know?
No, I'm not saying that you would nitpick them necessarily.
Or talk shit.
Or talk shit, but that you would be able to ascertain quickly if this woman's more attractive than you or not.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay.
And so if I know that you agree that that is true, and every woman here seems to agree that that is true, and if I asked you to honestly rate the woman next to you, would you?
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
You want me to rate her?
Yeah, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then
God.
I'd have to
Where
also
is
start by
Kevin?
lowering my own, because I suppose I wouldn't be a 10 if we're talking, you know, I feel like a 10 myself, but I
Feel
suppose
like.
based on looks, maybe I'd be, well, I'm not allowed to say a 7, so I suppose I would do, I mean, I think I'm very pretty, but I suppose I'd do an 8.
An 8?
I suppose I would do an 8 for you as well.
And one next to her?
I mean, they're all probably going to be 8s.
All of them?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a pretty attractive table of women.
Think of a woman who's a famous woman that you can think of who's under an 8.
Lizzo.
That was real quick.
I don't know why, but
You've been thinking about
Melissa McCarthy popped in my head randomly. That's a really weird one,
That's a
though.
really weird one, yeah.
Oh, like a 4 or 5, 4. I don't really think that I would rate anyone too low, but
Right.
that also might just be because it's socialized in me, you know?
Right.
So,
As far as the hurting the feelings things go.
sure, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And so the reason this question is asked, it's not actually ever asked to be offensive. It's asked to determine the delusion level. Like, what is the delusion level? If I'm comparing myself to the most attractive men on planet Earth, right, 10s, yeah, I'm a fucking 4. Of course that's true. Fucking old, right? Haven't taken great care of myself. I'm a 4 for sure. Brian, he's delusional. He ain't a 5 either. But the thing is, it's like, okay, at least a 5 is more rational and reasonable than I'm a 10 on par with the most beautiful women in the existence
Okay,
of
cool.
the world, right? Doesn't that sound delusional when you think about it? And doesn't it sound narcissistic from people hearing it? Doesn't it actually have the opposite effect when you think about it?
I mean, I think we all have to be a little delusional to get through our lives as the
Thickestboii.
physical being that we are. But sure, I'm sure.
You think we have to be delusional?
I mean, I don't think anybody is waking up and the first thing they say to themselves is like, oh man, I'm a 4. Let me go about my day.
Yeah, you know, I think that's where I'm going to disagree. So I think that there are tens of thousands of men who do exactly that. They wake up and say, okay, I'm at the lower end of the socioeconomic tier and the physical attractiveness tier, and I need to change that quickly. Yeah. Well, I'll let you, you can take it from there.
Well, I was gone for a bit, so I don't remember
Yeah. Okay.
where things left off.
But yeah, that's all I'm saying is that I think that men do, because they have to operate in a hierarchical system, they do actually have to be objective and non-delusional about this. Their attractiveness level, their socioeconomic status matters to them in a daily way that doesn't seem to apply to women. And so no, I don't think they're that delusional about it. I think that they do indeed get up and go and look at the mirror and go, whoa, I really don't look very good. And I'm really broke. And I need to do something about that.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think that that's kind of the distinction. That's why the question is asked, and why men are constantly stunned by hearing that this podcast seemingly has the most beautiful women in the entire world on it all the time.
Well, I also, no, that's fair. That's fair. It's hard for me to just do looks with myself, though, even when the question is asked about looks, you know, but anyway.
Okay.
Well, question for the whole panel. Have you guys, what do you think is more common? A mid guy with a beautiful girl or a handsome guy with a mid girl? What's more common?
Mid guy, beautiful
Holy
girl.
fuck, how did he...
Start over there.
I'd say mid guy with a beautiful girl.
Mid guy with a beautiful girl. Mid guy with a beautiful girl. Yeah, we can all agree on that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, this might be true, but one of the issues that I have with it is there's a couple things. On one hand, if you see your female friends or just women you don't even know, and you're like, why is she with that guy? He's mid or whatever. I actually think women have, like, make awful appraisals of men's attractiveness as well as their own attractiveness. And so social pressure is a very big thing. So if you have like huge swaths of women who think, whoa, all these women are settling, you're probably gonna like be telling your girlfriends, you could do better. And that's gonna instill in your girlfriend's head, who's otherwise in a good relationship, who's otherwise in a relationship with somebody in her league, you're gonna start putting things in her head. She's gonna have things in her own head thinking, I settled for this guy, I'm better looking than this guy. Because if 80% of women appraise themselves higher than they actually are, and you have a far smaller subset of men who have this delusional self-appraisal, then you're going to have women who find themselves feeling contempt essentially for their partners because they feel like they've settled, when actually they're in a relationship with somebody who is their equivalent. And also, not to mention, you guys have the benefit of makeup, and you'll judge yourself. Here's how I look with filters. Here's how I look with filters and, sorry, I got distracted. Here's how you look with filters and makeup and all this shit. And you think that that's how you actually look. That's not, the way you actually look is how you look without any makeup, just stepped out of the shower. That's how you look. Now, the other thing is, when it comes to this, how do I want to frame this?
Well, I would take this even easier, kind of an easier way to rationalize it for me, is I think the opposite. I think it's way more common to see the attractiveness switch. So you think that it's mid men with beautiful women, right?
I guess.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite, and the reason I think it's the opposite is because of just how high I hear women rate themselves. So I think if you're, for instance, it's no offense to you either, but if you're rating yourself on par with the most beautiful women on planet Earth, what fucking guy isn't? In comparison to
off guard there.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And so if you're looking at every woman as a comparison to yourself and saying all of them are on par with you, and that makes them a 10, or if that's, because I would consider that pretty average, right? But if you're considering that to be a 10, then what fucking guy wouldn't be a mid? You know what I mean? But I think it's the other way around. I think I usually see guys who are way out of women's leagues with subpar women. That's how I perceive it. I just think that women's estimation of themselves is way too high.
Another question for the panel. So, how do you think men treat women who they think they are settling for? Do they treat them well, or do they tend to treat them poorly?
Poorly.
You have to focus. Kevin, for fuck's sake.
It's so tough because we're talking strictly based on looks, and it's like relationships.
Yeah, there's more to it
so
than
much,
that.
you know, like if you're mid, my consideration. I mean, if we're solely looks, then that's fine.
Yeah, we're still talking about that.
I don't know. I think they treat them similar to how they treat themselves.
Well, I mean, we have a woman here who said her treatment totally changed when she became more physically attractive. She used to weigh more. She now weighs less. The treatment has totally changed.
Oh, my.
And so, taking her anecdotal example here, I would say this equally applies to women.
Yeah.
Women treat men who they're more attracted to better than they treat men who they're less attracted to.
I think that's just a subconscious thing.
Yeah.
Right. But if as a woman, but let me ask you a question. If you think you're more attractive than you actually are, how are you going to treat the men who are actually in your league? You're going to just outright reject them. You're going to ignore them. Or if you do end up in a relationship with them, you're going to view it as settling. And invariably, you're not going to treat them very well. Not in all instances, of course. I'm not saying all women are inclined to treat people worse off, but it occurs to me that we do tend to treat people differently based on our sense of how attractive they are. If you settle for somebody, you might do less for them. You might not treat them as well.
Sure. That's fair.
I think a lot of it for girls too is like a lot of attractiveness. I know we're talking solely based off looks, but a lot of attractiveness is from personality. I've seen guys that I like know that before I get to know them, I feel like they're not very cute, they're not that good looking, but once you get to know them and their personality, it can completely change. And I'm notoriously known to go for guys that the rest of my friends don't find very attractive, but that's solely because of their personality and how they hold themselves.
That's all made right though.
Or wait, are you asking? Or no?
Yeah, so were they still 6'3", but they weren't good looking, but their
No,
personality
not
was good?
necessarily. I mean,
I thought you only dated 6'1" and above.
my height and above, like, yeah, almost 6'1". Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, height's a big thing, but I think that their personalities are more like the thing that gets them across for me. If a guy's funny and like holds himself with confidence and stuff, it goes way further.
Are all men funny? And what percentage of men do you think are funny? And what percentage of men hold themselves with confidence or have charisma?
Probably pretty high amount, but I think there's a fine line between confidence and charisma and like ego.
Sure, these are all different things, but
Yeah.
I would say that. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
well, I mean, I was just going to say, I agree that men can make up for deficiencies by having outstanding personality, humor, etc. They can make up for it. I still think some component of physical attractiveness needs to be there.
Yeah.
But yes, sure. If they can, but what if a guy doesn't have those things?
Doesn't have the physical traits.
No, he doesn't have the humor or the charisma or the personality.
It's probably no, guys. I find that when people don't hold themselves in confident ways, don't have the charisma, they become less attractive.
Okay.
Even if they're like a 10 out of 10, there's just something about them that will always be less attractive to me.
The way you think really matters.
Yeah.
There was a guy that I was talking to. He had an 8-pack, beautiful, but he was a liberal, and I was just like, I can't do it. Just the way that the things that he would say, I just couldn't do it.
You did the right thing.
I'm telling you, he was sexy. His biceps were insane, but he was just stupid.
Spray and pray,
It really
baby.
does matter. My first boyfriend, he actually was ugly. He was not attractive. People tell him all the time, how the hell were you able to get Kishwan?
Oh, headshot only.
And it's true.
He was a conservative.
No, I was like 17. He's in prison now. I didn't really choose the best guy the first time around.
Dodged a bullet.
So I guess,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess going back to my point, so if women tend to have a delusional and inflated sense of self as it comes to their physical attractiveness, they'll rate themselves higher than they actually are. They rate men lower than what those men actually are. I mean, how is this just not a recipe for disaster where women will just be perpetually chasing after men who are out of their league and rejecting the men who are in their league? So, I mean, that's why I think this rating question is important. Frankly, I think most women are trying to date well above what their looks, prospects, and personalities warrant.
I say some women, not all.
I agree.
Bullshit.
I especially think the issue of women chasing
should've been
men is
dead. I hate
rampant
headshots
right
only.
now. I don't know if I entirely see the correlation between it being because they rate themselves more highly and tend to avoid men who you say are in their league. But I definitely think that it's a problem when women demean themselves to the point of chasing man, whether they recognize they're doing it or not.
Well, I think that the script has slowly been getting flipped with Gen Z. So the idea of egalitarianism, the movement towards we're just interchangeable widgets, which has become socialized in society, it seems to be rejected pretty heavily by a huge subset of Gen Z. A bunch of them embrace it, don't get me wrong, but a larger subset of them say no than you would ever imagine. And so they seem to look at this and go, you know, if you really think we're equal and you really think that you're awesome, and you pay for the fucking dates.
Yeah, no.
You can fuck off. And that it seems to kind of reverse the script, right? Now the women kind of have to chase them. They're just like, yeah, you know, we don't really want to get involved if this is going to be a lot of work and a pain in the ass and this type of thing. And there seems to be a much larger subset of that now than there was definitely for millennials.
Just one point of clarification, Gracie. When I say chasing, I don't mean that they're necessarily like doing the proactive things that men do to get women, although they are, but so when I say chasing, I just mean like the men that they want to be with. So the man could still be taking initiative because men will shoot their shots with women below their league. But the women will view this purely sexual interest and think that this is somehow equating to like long-term romantic interest. And so
Yep.
a really attractive
Just
guy might
teleport
pursue a
right in
woman
front of me
who's
and headshot me in the
less good
face.
looking than him. Doesn't mean that she'll ever get commitment or anything like that. That's why women often complain about fuckboys and the like, because there's just a differential there. And you typically, it does happen to men, but you typically don't hear men complaining about, well, I slept with her once and then, I mean, look, there's some women who do this, but I slept with her once, I wanted more, but she didn't. Some women do this, but it's not a common complaint among men. And the differential is, so as a man, if we can sleep with a woman, there's a very high likelihood we can get her in a relationship. It's not clear to me if the reverse is the same. It's not clear to me if a woman, just because you can sleep with a guy, that you can, with certainty, get him into a relationship if that's your goal.
I'm just, doesn't that make sense though, based on what you just explained? So like a guy, like, did I hear this right? So a guy sleeps with a girl, and thinks he could get her in a relationship. Is that what it is? But then it's not the same.
Yeah, like as men, if we can sleep with you, if we want a relationship, there's a pretty good chance we can get that girl in a relationship. It's not clear to
headshot
me
only, I
if a
forgot.
girl
I
sleeps
literally
with a
forgot.
guy
I was
that
in
she
lurk
can, in
mode.
all instances, get the guy in a relationship.
I think that's fair. That's true.
Because here's one of the reasons. So in order for us men, in order for us to sleep with a girl, typically, from the girl's perspective, from the woman's perspective, we